Davi-tech-media. Subscribe to Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media. Subscribe to Davi-tech-media.
So hi, my name is Joseph Kalimbwe and today is Tuesday, 7th June 2022. Now I wanted to make this video very clearly and briefly to speak about those that have been spinning propaganda on social media to say the United Party for National Development and our President Davi-tech-media are puppets of the West, that we've gone to bed with Americans and set up a US military base in Zambia. Some of that criticism has come from our fellow Zambians here at home. Some of it has come from people outside the country, in the region. They've been saying Zambia has gone to bed with Americans. Now, let me be very clear and concise. The United Party for National Development has always been a pro-poor political party. We've always sought, since our formation in 1998, to ensure that we move our country forward and help our people. Under the first president, President Anderson Mazoka, when the UPND was formed, we've never diverted from that. And with President Hakainde Hichilema, he has been very clear and concise to ensure that we help our people. And so to those, whether here at home or in the region, that have been saying that we're puppets of the West, look, we've never sold out. We've always looked out for our people. And we're a nation of Kenneth Kaunda, that in 1969, through the Lusaka Manifesto, we set up a roadmap to help the region be independent. We're a country that welcomed liberation struggle icons into our land, in Lusaka. They lived in our townships, they lived in our compounds, they lived in our suburbs. From the ANC to SWAPO, to ZAPO, to ZANU-PF, they lived in Lusaka and set up camp to fight oppressors from here. And we've never sold out, not at any time. We've never sold out then and we've never sold out now. And so with President Hakainde Hichilema, a man that fought so hard for 15 years to defeat an oppressor, to defeat those that wanted to drive our country into a ditch. He's not going to sell out. And he's got no plans of doing that. We'll continue to support our leader. We'll continue to ensure that we speak honestly and frankly about the issues that we face. Because I believe very strongly that the United Party for National Development, my political party, the UPND, has a fair chance to help move Zambia forward. It has got a fair chance to ensure that we can rebuild the Zambian economy into one that our youth could graduate and get jobs, that we could rebuild Zambian roads, that we could instill public trust once more in the public service. That is the future that I believe we can build with the United Party for National Development. And that is why, for the first time, in a long time, for the past 10 months, the United Party for National Development has been able to provide 41,000 public sector jobs. That has not happened before in the history of our country. And we must be proud of the fact that that kind of leadership is being provided now. Over the past 6 years of the past presidents, we've not been able to have a Zambia that was free, stable, and able to stand on its own 2 feet. The Zambian kwacha was depreciating. The prices of commodities were going up. But now, with these presidents, President Hakainde Hichilema, he's been able to instill that kind of faith in our people. That for the first time in a long time, the entire African continent is looking at Zambia as an example of democracy. That we're a country that could be able to have a president that is defeated, transfer power successfully from one hand to the next. That is the leadership that we can provide. That is the leadership that I believe we can continue to shape across the African continent, not just here at home in Zambia. And so to those who oppose us, to those who say the United Party for National Development is a party of puppets, whether here at home or abroad, this is the message that I have for you. We've never sold out. We are not puppets. We've always been very clear and concise to say we should provide democracy, and that democracy should flow across the Zambian width. Whether it is from Sesheke, where I was born, or Ndola, where I grew up, whether it is in Isoka or down south in Lundazi, that Zambia could be free, stable, and independent politically. And that is what we've been doing. And so to those that are in the region also that have been accusing us of being puppets, here's a message that I have for you. We are not puppets. Our president, President Hakainde Hichilema, is not a puppet. Our party, the United Party for National Development, is not a US-sponsored puppet. We've been clear and concise. And so let me also speak directly and frankly to those that are still fighting oppressors across the African continent, those who are still being oppressed. Look at the Zambian youths. Look at what we did. Look at what the Zambian youths did. If you are looking, for example, look at us. Look at Zambia. Look at the United Party for National Development. Look at this presidency of President Hakainde Hichilema. We went out to mobilize the masses of our young people. We went out to ensure that we speak honestly and frankly about the issues that we faced, about the economy, about the agriculture sector, about our heavy dependence on copper, that we could once more look into tourism, that we could turn into agriculture, and that agriculture should not just be viewed as an old man's retirement package, that it is something that we can do even in our young age. That is a leadership that has been provided right now by the United Party for National Development. That is a future that is being provided right now. And so whether you are educated or you are not, whether you've been to university or you've never been to, whether you've been to college or you are just a grade 7 dropout, this is a future now that we plan to build for our people under the presidency of President Hakainde Hichilema. And so those of you across the African continent, those of you that are still fighting to ensure that you defeat dictators, here's a message that I have for you. President Hakainde Hichilema, our leader in the United Party for National Development, was in the opposition for 15 years. We've known defeat and known successes. We've had failures and we've had successes too. We've had people run away from the UPND and join the ruling party. That is a part of the struggle. They left us at the time when we needed them most. But don't give up. When you are fighting against an oppressor, you always have so many difficulties. You don't have finances to finance your struggle. But continue. Continue to pick yourselves back up. Continue to stand up when you fall down. Continue to ensure that you speak honestly and frankly about the issues that we face. And let me also be very clear about this. Within the African continent, we always practice the politics of propaganda. Within the African continent, we always have parties. Some of them ruling parties, some of them opposition parties, make promises and then fail to fulfill those promises. And so let us now bring about the politics where we keep the promises that we've made and not make promises that we cannot keep. That is the politics that we can pursue. That is the politics that we can engage in. And here at home in Zambia, under the presidency of President Hakainde Hichilema, we are doing that. We're doing that. We're providing direction. And while we're providing direction, we must also be speaking honestly and frankly that there are challenges that we are facing. We are facing challenges in ensuring that we bring back all the other aspects of the economy to help our people move forward. And so to those that are in the United Party for National Development, my colleagues, my friends, young people in particular, let's continue to speak about these things and let us put our country first before the political party that we belong to. Because what we've learned from the past mistakes is that people put the patriotic front first before our country. And so let us ensure that the interests of the masses of our people are put first. And even as we speak about these issues, let us not forget where we've come from. That we're a nation. In 1964, we went out to fight and gain independence. President Kaunda would inspire us around the issues that we faced. And even though he overstayed, after he lost the election in 1991, he gave up and said, my time is up. Let me leave it for another man to take up. In 1991, a new president came on the fore. In 2011, again, we're a nation that brought in a new wave of leadership. A new president and a new political party came on the fore. And in last August, that history repeated itself. And now, for the first time, in a long time, Zambia has become the envy of the African continent. Under the presidency of President Hakainde Hichilema, our democracy is being envied from south to north, from west to east, because of what we've been able to do, because of what the United Party for National Development has been able to do. And so even when we receive criticism from people here at home and abroad, even when they say the United Party for National Development is a part of puppets, we are focused on ensuring that we deliver the message that we had to the masses of our people, whether they live in Isoka, whether they live in Sesheke, whether they live in Dola, or they live in Kaputa. That is the direction that we're providing. And we're not going to give up on that. We're going to ensure that we put our country first, and that with the presidency of President Hakainde Hichilema, we can deliver our country to the next generation of Zambian leaders. And so this is the message that I wanted to have with you here at home in Zambia, young people, and those that are across the African continent. Whether you're in Uganda or you're in Zimbabwe, whether you're in Namibia or in South Africa, whether you're in Tanzania or you're in Kenya, or you are on the Far East, in Ethiopia, or you are in the West, in Burkina Faso. This is the future that we can be able to shape forward. This is the Africa that we can rebuild. This is the confidence that we can have in providing direction and leadership to the masses of our people, the 1.2 billion Africans, some of whom live in conditions without water and electricity. We can be able to fight for that. I do believe that. I do believe we can shape the direction of our countries. And to those dictators, to those oppressors who oppress their people, let us be very clear and concise. The AU, SADC, Zambia as a country, let's lead this direction. Let's be clear with our diplomatic stance. Let us tell dictators where we stand and not be afraid to let them know our views, that we can only extend a hand of friendship to those who respect basic human rights. That is a message that we can send out, and I believe we can do that. Thank you very much.
Davi-tech-media. Subscribe to Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media. Subscribe to Davi-tech-media.